Ladies and gentlemen, this is Q&A time. This is the never done before series where you guys ask me a question and I answer it. Never done before. But we're gonna start off easy with the best decision I've ever made. Without a question, it was quitting everything to do YouTube. Now, it wasn't as dramatic as it sounds. I didn't decide to leave my job, move countries, follow one person just to do one thing. No, it wasn't that simple. But I deferred from uni, then I went to uni, then I dropped out of uni, and before that, I dropped out of college, all because I just wanted to focus on it more and more, each time realizing that nothing was going to fill the hole that YouTube did. I do truly believe that I have one of the greatest jobs on the planet. Now, I think asking someone what their all-time favorite album is extremely unfair, so I can narrow it down to two, but that is the best I can do. One, without a shadow of a doubt, is Don't Shoot Me, I'm the Only Piano Player by Elton John, which has got Crocodile Rock, Elderberry Wine, genuinely two of my favorite songs of all time. And at number two, I've got The Getaway by Red Hot Chili Peppers, which has got Go Robot and Dark Necessities. Why ask me a question that's that difficult? That just seems mean. No, Jago, no, you can't. I will never let that happen. Now see, I like this question because I've got a very, very, very real answer. The next place or dream place for me to go on holiday is Vietnam. Because before COVID hit and completely destroyed everyone's life for 2 years, I had a trip planned to Vietnam where I was going to explore everything. I had hikes through farms and plains and mountains, all booked and ready to go. I dropped about $1.5 grand on this 6-week-long vacation that was going to be an absolute dream after having done nothing but work for 2 years, and COVID ruined it. If any Vietnamese people are watching this, tell me some good places to go because one day I will be there. Or if you've been to Vietnam, you don't have to be Vietnamese to know Vietnam. Now, when it comes to clothing brands, there's one brand that particularly stands out. You guys have probably noticed that I always wear Carhartt. It wasn't even planned that I'd be wearing it for this video. I just love them. I've got jackets, trousers, and t-shirts. I don't know what it is that they do, I just love them. Okay, so that's the answer. My favorite finger, it's probably this one, if I had to guess. Fuck you. Now, my favorite place I've ever been to is actually Australia, specifically Cairns. I don't know why, I just love it. They've got outdoor barbecues, they've got wonderful beaches, they've got lovely people, and they've just got public swimming pools in places. It's amazing. So that's probably another place I'd like to go to as well. See, now asking if there's something I would go back and change about my career is another tough question because in reality, I wouldn't change anything. The way my life has panned out has been amazing, and as I've said many times before, I'm blessed. However, if there was something I could change about my actions, it would be that I didn't lose contact with a lot of the people I did lose contact with. Because as I'm sure a lot of you know, YouTubers live very strange lives where they go to bed at 5 AM and wake up at 5 PM. So naturally, when one YouTuber decides to make their life get better, they start sleeping at more normal times, meaning that all the other YouTubers fall out of contact with them. I've done this many times. I've also done it the other way around, where I've started going back to bed at 5 AM and waking up at 5 PM. Also, just bad communication, you know? If you forget to text someone or someone forgets to text you, often that gets buried and you just think, oh, I'll do it another time, and then you never do. So that's something that of my own I wish I could change because I really, really, really miss a lot of my old friends. You guys are loving the difficult questions because my dream collaboration, I couldn't give you one. There are too many to pick from. But if we were going by gaming, it would be, say, someone like Ludwig or Jacksepticeye. Whereas if we were going by vlogging, it would be Casey Neistat or Ryan Trahan or even Dan Mace. And if you're going for tech, it would be something like Michael Reeves or I Did a Thing. There are too many people. You guys aren't giving me enough choice, okay? Not enough choice. I really don't like picking favorites, especially when I have multiple. Can I do the face in my profile picture? You mean this one? Probably. Let me... Believe it or not, Jago and I have been best friends for almost 12 years. We both played for a basketball team called Brighton Cougars. We used to lie about it and say Portsmouth Plovers just because we didn't want to get doxxed. But then everyone moved to Brighton and kind of ruined that whole where do we live situation. So, yeah. We've lived here our whole lives. But the way that Jago and I actually met was that I walked up to him as he was shooting on the corner basket in this massive sports hall in a school near us. And I said, hey man, what are those guys doing? As they were practicing a drill. It was the other guys on the team. And Jago looked at me and went like this. He didn't say a fucking word. He just ignored me and walked off. And that was the first time I ever met Jago and I knew we're gonna be friends, buddy. This one's a bit of an embarrassing one for me to admit, but I haven't read many books, okay? I've actually only read about 11 books in my life. I'm a particularly bad reader, but of the books that I have read, I would recommend the Gone series by Michael Grant. This one right here. Streaming is a little bit of a sensitive subject because I get told to stream more than I get told to release my Minecraft mods. And I really hate to say this, guys, but I don't like streaming. I find it way too stressful simply because I can't concentrate on more than one thing at once. I don't know how to talk to chat and play a game and talk to teammates. Leading on to the next question, will I come back to MCC? Because I can hands down say that MCC is the greatest Minecraft tournament that has ever been made, without a doubt. But I find it so stressful. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because I played so many years of competitive Minecraft that I just don't know how to do it anymore. Having said that, I do miss it. I miss the mini games, but I just can't let my teammates down like that. I got about 300 questions about photography, so I'm just going to answer all of them in one, because as you guys know, or maybe you don't, I take a lot of photos over on WISP Photos, so be sure to check it out if you care. My first camera was a Canon 750D. I also have a Sony a7R Mark II, a Fujifilm X100V, an Olympus OM10, a Yashica J2, and the camera that I'm filming on right now, the Sony a7S Mark III. This thing is a beauty. But my favorite camera of all time is my Pentax 645N, because this thing is just a beauty. It's medium format, which means it's larger and takes better quality photos than a 35mm film. And my favorite type of photography is street photography, also film photography, but I do love digital. And this is my favorite photo I've ever taken. I hope that answered all your photography questions. Please go follow my photography Instagram. I'm so lonely. It's a guitar and I can only play one song. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know why, but I really like this question about what I think about in the shower, because the honest answer is when the water is trickling down my arm and releasing off the ends of my fingers and I'm pretending to be the world's greatest waterbender ever known to man. And the final question that I've also had so many times, why WISP? Why that name? It's because at heart, I'm just a fat little kid who loves chocolate. And if you've ever seen a Cadbury's Whisper, you gotta buy one, man. Yeah, I'm going to the shop, I'm gonna go buy one.